take a look around you. How many items do you think are made from trees? Pause the video here and list as many as you can think of. You may have noticed furniture, like a table or chairs, picture frames, paper, or books. You might have even thought about the frame of the building you're sitting in. But believe it or not, many more products are formed from trees. Certain types of fabric, cellophane, cosmetics, cardboard packaging materials, kitchen sponges, and even some medicines all contain products from trees. Trees are an essential resource for many of the products humans depend on. However, trees are also critical for environmental health. So how do we balance the need for products made from trees with all of the benefits that standing forests can provide? Today, we'll dive into sustainable timber management to learn how foresters attempt to manage this challenge. Are you ready, scientists? Let's dive in. A forest is any ecosystem characterized by dense tree cover, from the tropical rainforests in the Amazon to the boreal forests in North America. All forests are essential for supporting life. Trees can provide food and shelter for humans and wildlife. In fact, forests only cover about 30% of the world, but are home to over 80% of all land, plant, and animal species. But standing forests do so much more than just provide habitat space for diverse plant and animal species. Forests provide and improve upon other natural resources that humans depend on. Forests play a critical role in providing the clean air we breathe. Trees perform photosynthesis, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and producing oxygen. Not only do we depend on this oxygen to breathe, but when trees capture carbon dioxide, they help regulate the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, reducing the risks of climate change. Additionally, trees can improve water quality. Think back to what we learned about agriculture. If we cleared this forest area down to bare soil, how might this impact nearby waterways? Pause the video here to record your thoughts. Tree roots stabilize soil, preventing erosion and sediment pollution in nearby water. They also provide shade that helps keep water at the right temperature. Without trees, water temperatures would increase, throwing off the balance of aquatic ecosystems. Trees improve wildlife, soil, water, and air. But in addition to these environmental benefits, trees can provide huge economic benefits. Timber is used in many products, like the ones we identified earlier in this lesson. The sales of these products help stimulate economies for all kinds of communities. Wood is especially important for building, and as populations grow, the demand for housing continues to increase. The logging industry doesn't just provide products, though. It also provides jobs to over 30 million people across the world, from cutting trees to transportation to sales. With all of these economic benefits from timber, we cut down trees rapidly. It's estimated that worldwide, over 2,000 trees are cut every minute. That's like losing 20 football fields of tree cover a minute. Without careful management, though, this demand can lead to a tragedy of the commons we call deforestation, the process of clearing forests for logging, agriculture, mining, or other human activities. Cutting down too many trees provides us with timber, but doesn't prioritize the benefits of standing forests. So how do we manage our forests sustainably? Forestry is the science of planting, managing, and conserving forests. And foresters are the scientists and conservationists who manage forests responsibly. Their job? To use the principles of sustainability to make sure we can use trees today while preserving forests for future generations. Like all environmental decisions, there isn't one perfect way to manage all forests, but there are some methods that balance the need for timber products with the benefits of standing forests. Let's learn about 3 of these sustainable methods of forest management. Clear cutting is the practice of removing every tree from an area. While clear cutting entire forests is not sustainable, clear cutting small areas of a forest at a time can be a sustainable way to access timber. This method maximizes resource efficiency, getting as much timber as possible from one area. It requires less time and equipment, and it doesn't depend on as many logging roads cutting through the forest. Leaving large areas untouched by foresters can preserve other parts of the forest. But this method can reduce biodiversity. When foresters clear cut, they typically replant the area with just one type of tree. Additionally, if too large an area is clear cut, it can lead to more erosion, which can worsen water quality and soil quality. Finally, cutting down entire sections of forest can lead to habitat fragmentation. Instead of cutting down all of the trees in one area, selective harvesting chooses individual trees to cut, leaving others in the area standing. This sustainable method prioritizes intergenerational equity by always leaving a balance of trees in various stages of growth. This can support different types of species during different life cycle stages, reducing biodiversity loss and decreasing the risk of erosion. It also creates more jobs, as selecting individual trees across a larger area takes more time and more resources. But this method is less efficient. It requires more time and resources, and it depends on plenty of logging roads that can lead to habitat fragmentation. The final method is actually called sustainable forest management. This method utilizes traditional methods, like horses pulling logs instead of heavy machinery, to preserve the ecosystem and reduce soil compaction. This method prioritizes the principles of social responsibility and environmental stewardship by maintaining biodiversity and prioritizing important cultural traditions. It uses narrower logging roads and less fossil fuels. But when it comes to efficiency, it's hard to compete with machines. This method is very expensive, so it's not as profitable as the others. Foresters use their expertise to decide which management plan is best for different forests and communities. But even with sustainable management plans, too much timber usage can lead to a tragedy of the commons. Since colonization in America, 30% of forest cover has been cleared for land use, like agriculture and building, and to use the timber for product. In addition to managing forests carefully, we also need to practice conservation, reducing demand for timber products to save standing trees. To conserve means to save, and conservation is all about saving natural resources so they can be used in the future. This might make you think about big conservation measures like national parks and protected forests. But you don't have to be a forestry expert or a park ranger to help conserve forests. You can take small steps to use less products from trees in your own life. These small changes can add up to big impacts, reducing the need for deforestation. The first conservation strategy you can try? Use less paper. Think before you print, and go digital whenever possible. You can also choose to use recycled timber products. Look for recycled paper and FSC-certified wood. The FSC, or Forest Stewardship Council, certifies timber products, ensures fair conditions for timber workers, and helps conserve forests around the world. You can also support sustainable brands that prioritize ethical sourcing, conservation, and fair work practices. Another strategy to conserve timber? Repair and reuse wood products instead of buying new ones. If you can, give that old wooden chair a second life. Finally, you can lower your timber use by reducing the amount of packaging you use. Some online stores have options to ship with less packaging. Or if you're going to be out anyway, picking something up in store cuts back on cardboard usage. If everyone makes small changes where they can, we can reduce our demand for timber, ensuring that forests can support healthy ecosystems, clean air, and fresh water for years to come. As we went through the lesson today, we learned about all of the ways forests support human life, from providing timber for houses and products to improving the air we breathe and the water we use. We also learned how foresters work to balance all of the benefits of forests and use this resource sustainably. But you don't have to be a forester to help protect trees. Small changes can add up to big impacts for forest conservation efforts. What is one conservation strategy you plan on trying? Pause the video here to record this strategy in your notes. Forests do so much for us. The least we can do is return the favor. With better forest management and smarter choices, we can keep forests thriving for us and for the generations to come. Keep making sustainable choices wherever you can, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, hey.